G'day, Anthea here for Ant's Pants Pantry. Today I'm going to do a recipe out of the Festive Flavour cooking chip, and that's because at this time of year I find I'm getting invited out or have the opportunity to go to different functions, and if I'm asked to take a plate or a contribution to the afternoon tea or the meal, this is a good one to have that kind of sharing, entertaining type recipe. So I'm going to do a green dip today. This one is called Smashed Pea and Bean Dip. Let's see if I can find it by category. Starters and salads. No. Might have to go to the A to Z. Smashed pea and bean dip. The ingredients are water, and that's for steaming, the green peas, which can be fresh or frozen, broad beans, which can be fresh or frozen, edamame, I think that's how you say it, edamame beans, fresh or frozen, and some garlic, spring onion, fresh mint, an avocado, 50 grams of feta cheese, teaspoon of lemon juice, and a little bit of horseradish. So to start off, we put 500 grams of water into the bowl. That's half a litre. Insert the simmering basket. And start weighing in the green vegetables. So all of my main beans and peas are all frozen, and that means I need 100 grams of frozen green peas. Followed by 50 grams of broad beans if they're fresh shelled, or 50 grams of the frozen broad beans. And then 50 grams of the fresh edamame beans, or 100 grams if they're frozen because they're in shells, which is true. I like these beans. And the first time I found them in the frozen section of the supermarket, they were already shelled, so I was a bit surprised that I couldn't find them shelled. That's okay, I found them. Oh, another one. Oh, there we are, yep. 100 grams of frozen edamame beans. Add the garlic. And then insert the measuring cup. And steam that for 10 minutes on speed 2. And I'll put my frozen vegetables back in the freezer while that's happening. Okay, next step is to remove the simmering basket with the aid of a spatula and set aside to cool for 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah, the lights are red. Definitely got to boiling. Steam coming off. Don't know if you remember this trick with the spatula, because it's got that little hook at the back of the spatula. You can hook that into that part of the basket. A bit of a yank, make sure it's actually in, and that allows you to lift up the basket. So I'll set that aside to cool, as I've said. And then what? Remove the outer shells from the broad beans, and if using the edamame beans, remove the edamame from the pods. See tips. All right, let me have a look at tips. Frozen edamame beans will come in their pods, so you will need to use double the quantity and then shell the beans after cooling in step 2. And if you can't find that type of bean, you can substitute with more beans or peas. Okay. So I'll let them cool a bit. Take the edamame beans out of their pods, and I think you take the covers off the broad beans. Is that what it said? Yes, remove the outer shells from the broad beans and the pods of the edamame beans, right? And then empty the mixing bowl because we'll start mixing it all up. Alrighty. They're pretty easy to shell. And broad beans. So you get rid of all the hard, husky stuff. So it'll be a nice smooth dip. Oh, that's the garlic. All right, I've emptied the mixing bowl and my steamed greens and garlic are ready to go. Next is put in the spring onion, which has been trimmed. The fresh mint sprig, leaves only. It's about 8 leaves there. The avocado. Next is the reserved cooled garlic, yes. And 3/4 of the cooled peas and beans. Okay, I'll measure that out. All right, well that's a guesstimate. We'll see how we go with that. Insert the measuring tape. And it will be 3 seconds on speed 7. You can hear the motor change when it doesn't have bulk to mix up. The sound of the motor changes. All right, we'll scrape that down. And I think we do it again. Yep, another 3 seconds, but this time on speed 5. Scrape it down again. Yeah. It's kind of mitzing it and blitzing it, and it doesn't need very long. And then put in the feta cheese. That's 50 grams of feta cheese. A teaspoon of lemon juice to taste. What comes next? Half a teaspoon up to a teaspoon of horseradish to taste if you like that tang. Okay, I'm going to put some in. So lemon juice and horseradish. Okay, teaspoon of lemon juice. It's a nice juicy lemon. And a half a teaspoon of horseradish. And the remaining 1/4 of cooled peas and beans. And then we blitz it for 3 seconds on speed 4. Okay, that was on reverse. I didn't notice that. So they reckon it's finished now. Transfer into a serving bowl and serve immediately, or put it in the fridge for when you do want to take it away. Let's have a look. Okay, it's got some texture. I reckon it's got too much texture. I'm going to scrape it down and give it another 3 seconds. I've scraped it down and I've put a little bit more lemon juice on it because I realised I'm not actually using this myself until tomorrow, and I think the lemon juice will be important for stopping the avocado from going brown. So back to the step before, 3 seconds, reverse, speed 4. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that works much better. And you can see that there's peas or beans, vegetables in there so that you know what type of dip it is, but the cheese has mixed itself up a little bit better. Okay, great. I'll put it in a bowl and have a taste. So I don't know if it happens to you or not, but I find when I go to functions, the food groups are usually heavily skewed towards proteins and pastry, you know, so fat, carbohydrate, and there's often not a lot of vegetables. And that was one of the reasons I was keen to try this, to you know, offer a few more vegetables in the diet. So let's have a taste and see whether adding that extra lemon juice spoiled it or what it's like. It's good texture. The avocado gives it lovely smooth creaminess, so it's nice to eat, nice mouthfeel. Doesn't taste overly lemony, and I can hardly taste the beans, to tell you the truth. I guess the peas sweeten it off. It's nice, it's a good dip. Okay, so I'm glad I tried that, and perhaps you can try it too. Thanks for watching.